It feels like everybody is abandoning their own identity instead of just embracing that. It's like, okay, you are the nice restaurant. You are the fast food restaurant.
Well, maybe they're just questioning,
the nice restaurant doesn't
who
have to,
am I?
The nice restaurant doesn't have to try to be more relatable. The fast food restaurant doesn't have to try to be more upper class. I've even seen the same thing in shopping malls where you can pretty much buy a Def Leppard graphic tee in any store in a shopping mall now.
Yeah, don't get us started on that. That's annoying. That's why are we obsessed with that era? I don't know.
Every single store in the mall sells the same exact clothes now.
Nirvana
and it's
t-shirts.
And it's like, why even bother?
Well, you know what it is? It's like America's like, who the fuck are we? Like, I mean, seriously, like, we don't know who we are. We don't have like a clear history. And I think right now, you know, the same thing with like VSTs and everything being available on computer. It's like, there's so much that you could choose from. So why choose any particular culture? I mean, I feel this too. I mean, we grew up, I lived in Arizona, Connecticut, Texas, New York, like, you know, and now I live in Pittsburgh.
Who are you?
No, but yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, who am I? Like, I haven't said, like, I don't say yins, right? But like, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know, I say y'all sometimes, but it's like, it feels like I'm putting something on in order to choose like a culture, but it's because like our world is so expanded. Like on the internet, you can like see anything, you know, you could see over in Korea, you can see England, you can see like all these cultures and you're like, oh, I like that. I like that. It's like we can pick and choose now because it's so open. And I feel like that's maybe like what it should be in music. But what's surprising to me is when people don't do that, you know, like maybe what's more unusual is like, oh, I'm going to just play, shoegaze. It's like, okay, like you're just going to pick that particular era. Like, why aren't you incorporating all these things that are available to you? Like, I feel like maybe that's where we're at.
With the space that we both exist in regards to music scenes, where it's like we're a part of our local music communities. And as a result of that, there's always kind of a rotating cast of characters. Bands come and go consistently. And you kind of are always surrounded by people that are kind of still figuring it out. And for a lot of people, figuring it out is like a perpetual emulation stage. Like they never reached that breakthrough of like, oh, this is what I really want to do as an artist.
Yeah.
You know,
they haven't figured that out for themselves, like taking it all in and then making something new out of it.
And it could be really hard too, I think, for some people in some situations, depending on the environment that they're in. And what I mean by environment is like the people that they're in bands with, like how much of their creative vision is allowed to be heard in this band, how much of it is being suppressed, how much are they holding back? Maybe they have ideas and they don't think they're good. You know, get into a whole crazy web of things.
I mean, I feel like we just happen to be people who lived in many places and probably that affected us. And I don't know, who knows what all the influences are, but yeah. You just hope that people get to a point where they're like figuring out who they are and trying to get the best version of that into their music, because that I think is the most interesting thing about being an artist.
Yeah.
You know?